Hi SQL folks, welcome to another free tutorial from SQL Maestros. Today's topic is about index union, the index union operation inside SQL Server. And like I have been doing in the last few weeks, I have been picking up content from our masterclass. So we have a very popular masterclass by the name of, or the title is SQL Server Internals Troubleshooting and Performance Tuning. We popularly call this a SQL Server Performance Tuning Masterclass. It's a 40-hour program which is delivered live online, spread across 2 weeks, which is like 4 hours each day, Monday to Friday, 40 hours content, and contains whole lot of real world demos and deep dive content. So precisely about 503 different demos. What you see in front of you is the content from the masterclass, all the 14 modules. And you will see the content. It covers everything, in terms of the length and breadth of database engine from a performance tuning perspective. So you talk about SQL Server architecture, weight statistics, CPU performance, memory troubleshooting, TempDB, IO, query tuning, index tuning, statistics, baselining and benchmarking, extended events. Think of it, and this 40-hour program covers everything. The good news is I delivered this program live a few weeks ago, and the recordings are now available. 40 hours of HD recordings are now available. You can log on to sqlmaestros.com and start accessing the content right away. If you subscribe, you get 60% off and you get lifetime subscription. Yes, you hear me right, lifetime. So if you subscribe once, you can watch the content as many times as you want over the next few years, as long as you want. All right. So also, friends, note that recordings are available, and you may also want to register for any upcoming schedule. We have performance tuning masterclass schedule coming up. We have index tuning masterclass also coming up. Both of them are published. So go to sqlmaestros.com and explore the live classes and the recordings. Now let's get down to the content of today's topic, which is index union operation. So I'm going to go to our index tuning folder here, module 10, and look for index union. Oh, this is the content for index tuning. A lot of demos out there. Index union is not in index tuning module. It is in statistics and index internals, which is module 8. And in module 8, I will jump into indexes folder, and there you go, index union. Okay, so the script file is already open. Let's go to Management Studio and look at index union operation. A very straightforward and simple demo to understand what index union really here means. So when you have a predicate in your select query, like example this one, what will SQL Server try to do? If you have an index on the attribute on that column on which you are filtering, like order date or ship date, SQL Server will try to seek on that index. Now SQL Server will try to seek on that index if it believes and if it thinks that, based on its cost optimization, that seeking will be more efficient than scanning the clustered index. I'll come to that in a moment. Let's assume SQL Server is going to seek. So when SQL Server will seek on one index and then it seeks on another index, which means here, if you look at the attributes, there is a filter on order date, and then you have another predicate on ship date. Now, if there are two separate indexes, hear me right. If you have two separate indexes, one on order date and another one on ship date, and the predicate says or, that's critical to note. The predicate says or, SQL Server will try to seek on two separate indexes, and then the results of these two indexes are going to be merged, or are going to be unioned, or are going to be joined. I know there are technical differences between the terms. Just for the sake of understanding, it's going to be joined. This operation is called as a index union operation. Okay, let's see this in action. We are going to use Northwind 2 here, and what do we want? We want all the order IDs from the orders table where the order date is between this and this value and the ship date is between this and this value. So we have a non-clustered index on order date and ship date. Let's go and execute this, turn on the actual execution plan, and let's go and check out the execution plan. Okay, now let's just quickly decipher the execution plan here. So what do you see here? There is an index seek operation on order date. So there is a non-clustered index on order date, and there is an index seek operation on ship date. So there is a non-clustered index on ship date. Now, the output from both these operations are concatenated, right? So this is what you see, concatenation, right? Their outputs are merged. And then you see another iterator, which probably would not have been required, but now comes into picture, which is the sort operation, and more precisely, distinct sort. Think about it. This distinct sort is very, very critical. Why? Because this is a OR operation. It might happen that the result, the output from the first index seek and the second index seek, there may be duplicates. Yes, there may be duplicate rows that are getting returned, and the distinct sort is going to first sort the operation, the result set, which is going to put all the rows next to each other and is going to remove the duplicates. And finally, the unique result set is going to be returned back to the client. So this distinct sort is very, very critical. And what you see here in this area is the index union operation. Now, in other words, when you are writing a query like this and index union is performed, you may just kind of presume that this is what SQL Server Optimizer is doing. This is the first query, union the second query, which is, the first filter, union the second filter. It's the same execution plan. Let's go and execute this, jump over to the execution plan, and you get the same output. The index union operation in SQL Server. Hope this tutorial was useful and hope you have learned something new. Do check out the masterclass recordings and live schedule on SQLmaestros.com. See you soon in another video. Happy SQL! If you like the content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell icon so that you're notified on new videos. Most importantly, visit SQLmaestros.com. There's a lot of SQL learning resources out there: video courses, master classes, lab kits, ebooks, blogs, hands-on labs, and a lot more. Follow us on Twitter @SQLmaestros and myself _Bansal. Last but not the least, do subscribe to our newsletters. See you soon in another video. Goodbye.